what's going on, all my gamers, all my Honkai Star Rail gamers? So, today I wanted to talk about the 2.3 story, which I just got finished doing. It will run you about through 2.5 hours, and I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about it because this was supposed to be the Firefly story, like the conclusion to her story, and I kind of have a few complaints about it. I'm going to be completely honest. So, like, it definitely wasn't the ending that I was looking for in like the Penacony story, because I think this is the end of the Penacony story. It did kind of end really abruptly. One thing I want to talk about is I think it was way too short. It had like it had two different parts, right? It had the part with Jade where she negotiated with Odie Alfalfa. They had like a whole part where you talked about her. They had a whole part where you talked about finances. That was kind of weird. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're having a whole thing about Shark Tank. That's kind of funny. But it just seemed like it wasn't really. It just seemed really out of place after that whole part finished, because that part was maybe like 30 to 40 minutes long, and it was just. It seemed like, okay, we need to talk to this guy, and now we talk to that guy. All right, things done. All right. We figured it out. We're taking over. I don't even know if they took over Penacony or something. Something about putting it on the market. I think they're like making it go public or some shit. It was kind of weird. I feel like they wasted the potential of Jade, the way she is presented in Adventurene's story. Or maybe it's. I'm so mixed feelings about it, because I guess it did deliver on what she was, like a businesswoman. I mean, they made a business deal. That was kind of cool, I guess. And then the part after, which was the second half of the story, was Sparkle's part. And I'm gonna be so completely honest, because I love Sparkle, right? She's my favorite. She's my favorite hater of adventuring. She hates adventuring. I hate adventuring. You know, I'm all about it. We're all good there. Sparkle's part seemed to have no real consequence, or it didn't feel like I was really in any danger after the bomb part. Like the bomb part, I didn't understand whether she was really against us or was on our side. It was so weird. I don't know. I also feel like Firefly's part, I don't know if I was just a lot of this part of this story, I was left confused, and I have more questions now more than anything. So with the Firefly part and the Sparkle part, she plants bombs, you go and defuse them. This part lasts like maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on if you're skipping the dialogue. It was really weird, and it seemed like it had a whole lot of buildup, like with the buttons and everything. Oh shit, Sparkle's gonna do something. And then it just, okay, well, we figured it out. They had bombs, they had like 1,000 bombs on board. We got them all out in like 5 minutes. Okay. It just seemed like a really weird way to end that story. And I will say I did like the Firefly animation part, the part that was like animated for her, where, spoiler alert if you haven't done this part, you get thrown off board, and Firefly, who took one of the bombs and ran. She took a bomb, went full speed up into the sky, it exploded. And then you get pushed off the boat by Sparkle, and then Firefly catches you. I don't understand. Did she experience the death, or did she not? I just feel like I had a lot more. I was left with a lot more questions than anything. I mean, I like that animation. Don't get me wrong. It was very. I got emotional because I was like, oh, thank God or thank God Firefly is all right. She's alive. And I think I was caught up in that emotion I was too caught up in that emotion, and I was just like, wait, now what the fuck is happening? And then after that, you just go around saying goodbye to people, talking to the what do you call it, the burial site of the old Trailblazer people. Say goodbye, walk on board, talk to Black Swan, who sneaks on board somehow, and that's about it. Overall, I get. So here's the thing, you know, people do say that these stories do tend to drag on. I think Adventurene's story itself was like 6 or 7 hours long, But this story was only 2.5 hours long, and I feel like we learned nothing. I'm gonna be so real. Sure, there. It seems like we had two sides of the spectrum in the stories of Penacony. One of them, they like two of them were way too fucking long, which was 2.1 and 2.2. I feel like those were too long, and then this one was way too short. I feel like there wasn't as much suspense when it comes to Sparkle's part, and I don't know. I think I'm just more confused than anything, and I'm recording this like right after I finish, so all the memories are fresh in my head. But if I were to give this story a rating, I gotta give it. I think the animation itself is keeping it from being under a 6. It's definitely the weakest ending to one of these planets. And I think now is this should lead up to 2.4, which should go to the Lofu, where we get to meet March Hunt, woo, and Yun Lee. I have guarantees, so I'll be getting Yun Lee and stuff like that. But that's all I want to talk about. It's a 6 for me, dog. It could have been better. It should have been longer. Things should have been explained more. But let me know what you think. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.